So back to our top story, and Hamas says it has submitted its response to a ceasefire deal proposed by the US and is seeking amendments. Let's speak now on the phone to Basem Naim. He's Hamas's head of political and international relations bureau. Mr. Naim, welcome to Al Jazeera. So the US Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, has responded to your response to the US proposal and says that it is totally unacceptable and only takes us backwards. What do you say to that?
Thank you very much. First of all, I think it is unfair and it is unjust to consider the opinion or the response of one party is the only negotiating proposal. We, 10 days ago or 1 week ago, we have agreed with Mr. Witkoff on one proposal, and he said this is acceptable. We can consider this a negotiating paper. He went to the other party, to the Israelis, to get their response. Instead of having a response to our proposal, he brought us a totally new proposal, a totally new response, which has nothing to do with what we have agreed upon with himself, which is not responding to the basics of our need. It is even not guaranteeing the 60 days temporary ceasefire. It is not guaranteeing the inflow of aid into Gaza. It is legitimizing the new proposal. It is legitimizing the Israeli plans to aid distribution. And at the end, there are no guarantees for negotiations to end with ending of the war or a permanent ceasefire and total withdrawal. They are talking only about redeployment of the Israeli forces inside the Gaza Strip, and we have also to negotiate from the beginning about the new redeployment plans within the 60 days.
Okay, so Mr. Witkoff also said that Hamas, I'm quoting him, he said Hamas should accept the framework proposal we put forward as the basis for proximity talks, which we can begin immediately this coming week. I mean, given the dire situation within the Gaza Strip, isn't it worth just taking this deal and then see where you go from there, to proceed from there?
We have said it many times. Yes, we are ready to go for negotiations, but we cannot accept such a proposal as a baseline for a bottom line for the negotiations, because at the end, again, what they have presented is not responding to the basics, even to guarantee the inflow of a humanitarian aid. They want us to legitimize their distribution plans, which has been rejected from the whole international community, including the UN. I mean, even to guarantee the 60 days temporary ceasefire and inflow of aid into Gaza, this is not guaranteed. Anyway, we have responded very positively and in a very responsible manner to the proposal he brought, despite it was not acceptable initially from our side, but we have said, okay, based on the dire situation on the ground, the needs of our people, we have to find a way to find a common ground with this proposal, and this is exactly what we have done, and therefore we built on this paper our response to be sure that this can guarantee us the minimum of the needs of our people.
Given the apparently irreconcilable differences on both sides here between the Israel point of view and the Hamas side of things, how is this going to be resolved? Where does resolution come from?
First of all, I think humanitarian aid and opening the borders and guaranteeing the basic rights, this should not be a negotiating issue, because this is a human rights, a right of our people to get their needs. Second, we have said, okay, there are two proposals. We can go to the negotiations, but based on these two proposals, which are contradictory, but we can go to the table, having these two papers on the table, and find out how can we find a common ground so that we can proceed forward. The main goal for us is how to secure our people 60 days temporary ceasefire and enough inflow of humanitarian aid, and at the end of these negotiations to guarantee a permanent ceasefire or an end of this war.
Under what conditions, finally, Mr. Naim, will Hamas consider laying down arms and leaving Gaza as Israel demands?
When the occupation ends, because we are resisting the occupation. It is not about the resistance is not a goal in itself. As long as we have occupation in the Gaza Strip, in the West Bank, or somewhere else, we have all the right to resist this occupation by all means, including armed resistance. So this is a guaranteed right in the international law.
Basem Naim, thanks for talking to us here at Al Jazeera.
Please.